Caitlin Clark walks into a patient room at Duke Primary Care South Durham. She introduces herself and receives a quizzical look in response. "Shouldn't you be doing something else with your time?" patients ask. Or "Why are you here? You make millions." Or simply, "Do you play basketball?" This Clark, the nurse practitioner who has been at Duke since 2020, does not look like the other Caitlin Clark, the sharp shooting guard for the WNBA's Indiana Fever who starred at Iowa from 2020 to 24. But having the same name as a famous basketball player at Basketball Crazy Duke in the middle of hoops heaven North Carolina can lead to some interesting conversations. "It's just something that comes up every day," Clark said. "You cannot get more generic than Katie Smith," Smith said, laughing. Mistaken identity is something Smith has dealt with her whole life, as an identical twin. "I've struggled with this issue of being mistaken for someone else," she said. "And then people often tell me, 'Doesn't she remind you of so-and-so back home?' I don't know if I'm just sort of generic all around. I just tell them, I hear that a lot. And move on." Michael Jordan's ex-teammate Ron Harper drops four-word reaction after ESPN's Caitlin Clark GOAT debate sparks outrage far removed from his playing days. Ron Harper stays close to the game of basketball now by giving his thoughts on social media. The former NBA champion was at it again early Monday morning, this time chiming in on recent discourse around Caitlin Clark, ahead of Selection Sunday. ESPN compiled a list of the top 5 women's college basketball players of all time. Clark ended up being snubbed from it, which led to massive outrage from fans online. The main reason why the panel didn't put her above women like Breanna Stewart and Diana Taurasi is because she didn't win a national championship.
I'll tell you, is going to crank it up here.
UConn doesn't back away from the challenge.
Can you guess the total amount of points Caitlin Clark finished her career with as the all-time leading scorer in Division I women's basketball? The total number.
Exact number of points?
27.
Guys, it's a very high number.
23.
Diluted with hate, Caitlin Clark fans rip ESPN over controversial take on Fever star.
Put against her because the way she has dominated the record books when she was at Iowa was something you cannot duplicate. She's a 3-time NCAA scoring leader and assist leader, a true point guard for the people, 3-time All-American, 2-time Naismith Player of the Year, 2-time AP Player of the Year, all-time leading scorer. She broke the records of Kelsey Plum and Sabrina. Like, literally, there is nobody who has been such a front-facing name. It through a direct reflection of her skill set, but how can you be a top 5 player if you have not won a title?
It's a great point, which is why I agree with you. Convince me, Ari. We're switching them back.
Again, we read Cheryl Miller's resume. She's a winner. She's a winner multiple times. Yeah. But like, I have a really hard time. It's like paining me to leave Caitlin off this list because of the record, because of what she's done outside of those 94 feet. She has really thrust women's basketball in the mainstream. She has collected her individual accolades. I get it.
I hear you. I get it.
Oh.